So this is lovely Gatsby. He is 8 this year. He started eventing a bit as a 6-year-old, but had to take a little bit of a pause. He went novice to 6-year-old. Out of a thoroughbred mare who was a good racehorse, who then went 3-star afterwards, and then by Untouchable.
I always think it's so important for horses when they are somewhere new, particularly when they're surrounded by trees and you know, the natural instinct of them will be a bit wary going down to the far end of the arena and into the shadows and the trees. So I always like them to have a walk around on a loose rein and just become comfortable with the surroundings. I said to you, smoke a proverbial cigarette. In other words, amble along on a bit of a loose rein. And once they've seen everything, where you're not showing them, but you're just letting them look if they want to look, but without you trying to show them, then you can pick up the reins and start working, and hopefully they're on your side and concentrating on what's going on in here. When you're ready, just pick up the reins and work away. And think of allowing him to take his forelock away from you a little bit.
Yeah.
Good, and when you're ready, you can change the rein. When you hit walk, just give one pat with the inside hand so that you're not coming back to walk with sort of white knuckles and a gripped fist. Good, and then just stay in trot. And then when you're ready, you can just do the same, just have a canter around, just out of the saddle.
Yeah.
And then when you're ready, just have a trot and do the same on the other rein. Good. With him, it's about developing, to me, the first impression is it looks like he's a horse who needs to develop the softness in the stride, the give through the middle, without being supported in front, and almost finding first and second gear so he doesn't go off in fourth gear. So when you're ready, just have a trot again, and then go just change the rein. And as you change the rein, pick up right canter.
Right canter.
Yeah, and then just canter again, just canter around the arena in counts canter. Good. He can start to develop a sort of first and second gear, and a self-carriage and a softness through his rib cage. Good. And when you're ready, softly to trot. Just change on a short diagonal, just so you're not heading into a corner. If you'd head towards a church. Good.
We worked on the changes through the winter, so I'm glad he's keeping this. Yeah, I feel the canter sitting up much quicker than I would have to fight for that a little more in the true canter.
Good, and then you can just work through the cavaletti as you go past the church. Good, so just work him through there, then a pat with the inside hand, then work him again. Good. Well done. And then forwards to walk. Good. Good, so trot on properly. Good, and then as you go to walk now, forwards to walk. Good, and let the rein come out. Let it come out, let it come out. Out, longer, rein. There. Yeah. Does that make sense? Just so that he develops that length of neck. Yep, he's a little bit like a shy tortoise. A tortoise who's in his shell and his neck is here. And we want to turn him into the inquisitive tortoise.
Yes.
It becomes something that is so routine that every downward transition, you go from trot to walk, you allow the length of neck.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Good boy.
Do you want to have a bit of a jump?
Yeah.
Perfect. So, why don't we warm up over? And I know you said one of the things is about sort of going through the gears. And so in a way, what I want to do is to use some quite small little exercises. Just to so that he can carry himself. He can stay in a nice balanced but reasonably quiet canter. It's a cavaletti kind of canter. And then as we go up, will start to open him out more. But also being able to work him. This is deliberately set out so we haven't got many straight lines here.
Yeah.
So we're just looking to get that suppleness through the rib cage.
Yeah.
One thing I want to just think about is to maintain the counter-canter.
Yeah.
Don't ask for a change at the moment.
Yeah.
Because we want him to maintain that softness and that give through the ribs this way and this way, regardless of which leg he's on.
Yeah. So if he lands correct, keep, but if he lands counter-canter.
If he lands counter-canter, maintain the counter-canter.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So just start off with, just pop this cavaletti here.
Yeah.
And a little bending 6 strides down to the second one.
Yeah, because that looks like 4 to me.
Yeah,
6,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's a little 6. So just jump it in the manner. Pick the canter to suit the size of the jumps.
And trying to keep a bit of right feel rather than
exactly. Just a little, just outside line.
Yeah.
Outside line, but don't think change.
Yeah.
And afterwards, you're going to go straight towards C.
Yeah.
And then a roll back around the.
To the right again.
Yeah. Around that blue pole.
Yeah.
So don't gain. Just stay as if it's just a pole on the ground. Well done. Spend out. Very good. Super. And back to trot. And canter. Good. And then trot again. Just so we leave it. And so each time you finish, you can come back to trot now. Each time you finish, you can then pick up the true canter and then back to trot again. Yeah. And then think about your transition to walk. If you just allow the horse to pull the rein through the finger, that's too much resistance for them. So I think when you want to go to a loose rein at the end, as you go trot to walk, shuffle it out. I talk about almost like you're dealing cards. You're actually you're getting rid of the rein. You're not just opening the fist. Where then the horse has to have a certain amount of forward draw. That's fine on an experienced horse that knows to do that. But when you've got a horse that a little bit sits here, you've actually got to get rid of it. And get rid of it before you need it. So halfway through the transition. Perfect. This time you're going to go on the left rein and you're going to turn left around the pole on the ground. Jump this cavaletti. Back to trot. Trot this cavaletti. Back to canter and a bending line here.
To this jump.
Good. Quiet trot. Good. Perfect. Good. Well done. And then think about as you come back to walk, length of rein. Out. Good. You can even do it fractionally earlier. Yep. It's a nice little exercise that you feel. He has to give through here, he has to give through here as well. So the S bend makes him give laterally. And then the land in canter, come back to trot, and then stay in canter, makes him give longitudinally. I do a lot of this kind of thing between competitions. Without jumping anything bigger home. So obviously when you shorten a horse on a straight line, a really athletic, well-balanced horse and a really good jumper can land in a big forward canter and they can shorten and they can come away. A slightly stiff horse, particularly one with a lot of thoroughbred in, typically finds it hard to do that. So as they land and they're bowling on, as you go to shorten them, they can end up, the back end overtakes the takeoff spot, and they try and be careful and they come up here, drop the back and have a fence down behind. Or they get out of the way of the first part, but they then find the B element of the double very short. So by putting a bending line in, it's not just so you give yourself more space. They're able to shorten by moving the rib cage and bringing their inside hind leg through in a way that's easier for them than when the horse is dead straight.
Getting him soft. So red post back to trot to the little cavaletti, round red 4 strides to oxa 7 to red post, come inside blue pole 4, inside 4 to the red, outside the pole, slicing the water tray.
Exactly.
Perfect. Right.
Just jump this on its own, then jump the water tray, and then we'll put that up, and
Yeah, perfect.
next time we'll do that.
Fab. So start with the red post. Yeah. Right.
Now quiet, stay out. Very good. Super. Back to trot, back to canter. Well done. Canter, canter. Good. Well done. And then to trot again. Stay in trot a minute. And then think about your walk transition.
Yeah.
Well done. Very good. Very good. Going even more. Even to the buckle. Well done. Very good. Super.
Felt really soft and lovely around there.
Yeah, really nice.
Really, really nice.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Good. Up and out to trot. Good. This
That's, I like him to be so. I don't know what happened there.
that's okay. This we'll do that again. this back rail is intentionally on the edge of the cap.
Yeah, fine.
So that if he touches it,
Yeah.
it doesn't. There's no resistance to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just the slightest touch it falls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll do the same thing and add a bit onto the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
That all came up quite quick. Actually.
exactly, and that's why we're almost doing it in two parts.
Yeah.
You're jumping this down to the triple bar, staying out. That was lovely to the red post fence.
Felt nice.
Yep. Then come around that blue pole.
Yeah.
So you jump this dead straight. I'm going to put this on the edge as well. Then stay dead straight here. And jumping because we're looking to get the softness of ride. Yep. Not by being dictatorial, but by creating softness in the horse and in yourself. So pop the water tray. There's a quiet distance outside line to the flowers.
Yeah.
And a fairly similar to normal distance down to the water tray.
Yeah.
5 strides here.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yep. If you're on the wrong leg, doesn't matter, stay in counter canter.
Yeah.
Jump the water tray. And then this time you're going to go the whole way around the arena. And you're going to jump the double, having gone round the pole at the end.
Yeah.
Jump the double and then jump the red post upright. Perfect. That will be short. Yeah. So if you're going to do that, you need to think of unfurling your parachute in the air over this fence. So he goes up and stays out. Don't let him don't let him fall left at all. Stay dead straight. If anything, come out to the right, push him away, push him away, push him away.
Yeah.
To then have space to jump his red post fence.
Yeah, perfect.
It will be short that, but we want to create the shortness of stride through this in him rather than through this.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes sense. Yep.
As if you don't want to get time faults.
Yeah.
So that we're creating softness, but we're also making it realistic to a competition where you've got a point on the course where you can make up a second.
Yeah.
importantly, we're not going to make up the second by leaning forwards and letting him go long.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's going to be just ride the hind leg up ahead of you, up ahead of you, up ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then put them into the canter you want around the turns, jump the double to then sit up, stay out and jump the red post.
Perfect.
Good, hold the straight line after the fence. Well done. Very good. Good and straight, straight, straight. Good, and now just think time faults, good. Well done. And now softly close him forward into a lower gear. Good. That's okay, that's all right. Just canter around. You can ride your 5 strides again to change the rein, the oxer to the water tray. Good. And now ride your double. Yeah, don't go wild, don't go wild. Good. Now quiet, quiet, quiet. And the key thing is after the double, stay away from your left leg. Good, stay away from the left leg. Well done, very good. It's a hard line, that.
Yeah.
Good, good, well done, well done, well done, that's okay, that's right. And then trot, good, work him in trot a minute. Then come back to canter. Good, give him a pat. And then come back to trot again. Good. And then when you're ready, forwards to walk.
Yeah.
Good. And length the rein to buckle end, buckle end, buckle end, buckle end, buckle end, buckle end, buckle end. Good man. Give him a pat.
Good.
Super. Really good.
Really nice. He the first time trying him in that bit, which he was a little fussier in, so I think back to my other one. But anyway, the rest felt really nice. Really, really nice. I think it's being braver in training to be, that feels quite a quiet gear for me.
Yeah.
He's obviously having to use his push rather than his momentum, which I'm trying to be brave to stay in.
Yeah.
But he felt like he got better and better on the landing, especially. Normally I feel like I'm always having to get back, or if there's an option, I'll take one out. But obviously that's not going to help me when he goes up the level. So that felt like he landed softer with me, and then I had more options.
This is working on the softness and the bend and the giving through the rib cage, and for him to be able to develop that first and second gear.
Yes.
At the same time, when you go into a big ring, we went to Thorsby at the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's lovely being in a great big arena, which is quite a rarity. We're used to it at Kentucky, Badminton, Aachen, to a certain extent Burley, but maybe not quite to the same extent. Where you have a huge space. And the key thing for those events is being able to get into that big active canter before they ring the bell, so that it's not speed. It's not, if the time is very tight, what we're not looking to do is to develop a quickness of stride or long flat stride, but it's that really big canter where you keep that semicircle in each stride. Salute to the judges box, back to canter, and then start your course. But by starting off in that really big active canter, then you can marry what we've been doing here with the broader thing of achieving the same thing out of a bigger canter.
You'll be there to remind us of that when we go into the ring of badminton.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Perfect. Good. Thank you so much for that. That felt absolutely lovely. Really, really lovely.
I think he's lovely. I think he's lovely, and you've done a great job on him. The way I like to think of it is, hopefully you have a horse. Hopefully one has a horse that's a proper horse, rather than a horse with a ceiling of sort of 2 or 3 star level. But in that, add in the quality of ride, that it's a perfect ladies' ride. You know, that you can put someone on, they'd say, "Wow, this is just beautiful." And when I say ladies' ride, I'm talking about old-fashioned terms of showing, you know, or hunting or something. I'd happily put my mother on or something and just say this is a lovely ride. Yeah. But at the same time, that he has it in him actually to, when it's pouring rain and the mud's deep, and and he's got to be able to stand off fences and gallop.
He's got that in abundance. That's the bit you don't have to train. Yeah. Thank you very much, Harry.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Very, very good. Boy.
Oh.